The walk to TNT took it out of me, and I feel stupid. But when feel stupid, what is that? When feel stupid, eat bread. I think I must have lost weight or something while I was sick because I was only drinking my nutrients. But I'm gonna make chicken. Well, actually, I already did the stock for homemade chicken noodle soup. So I did chicken, pasta, Caesar salad, meal prep, and then I used the carcass from that barbecue chicken to make broth for a few hours. Now I just need to put the veggies and stuff in it. Tomorrow is my birthday. I have nothing else to say. Let's keep it ominous. Let's keep the ominous vibe. Also, I'm free. I've freed myself. I deleted TikTok and Instagram because I'm just so unreliable. So unreliable. And I was asking ChatGPT, what's a cheap option for vlogging if I want to start getting into vlogging? All of the cameras are $500 or something, and it said, oh, well, just buy a small that is not gonna stay. Buy a small, what's it called? What are you propped on right now? What's it called? It's a handle. Oh my god, this is gonna drive me mad. Tripod! Oh, my tea. But it's unfortunate because I actually used TikTok to edit these videos, so didn't think that one through. I went outside today to, cause I was so sick, I split out my grocery run into kind of 3 smaller runs. Today was supposedly gonna be the second one, but I went all the way to TNT, bought one thing just because I was overwhelmed, and then left. And then I went into the Chinese supermarkets looking for things, and then I couldn't fathom bringing all that stuff home. But I could have just gotten a few things of the list, but in my mind it was, oh, you're getting everything or nothing. And so when I didn't want to when I was thinking of not wanting to carry everything home, I just ended up getting nothing. At least something would have been better than nothing. My issues with balance. I started writing a book just because one passage came to me. I literally just don't know where to go from there. But you know, free will. You can just start anything. You can design a whole collection of clothing. You could walk up to, well, actually maybe not. You could go into any establishment, just ask for a job. Just really take advantage of free will more. My friend who I hadn't heard from in a long time, he's dropping something off this weekend. I'm very excited. He won this plush toy of the Pokemon Eevee, and I loved it. I wanted it. Made me want maybe all my manifesting worked. Because he's moving and he was going to throw it out. And he thought, maybe I should ask if she wants it, which I do. Evie will be very happy with all its fellow friends. You know when you're super hungry, so you wolf something down, but then you kind of feel sick after? That's me right now. And I'm the kind of person as well that sometimes I'll just be out and about and look at my hand and think, this is my hand. It just does what I want it to do. Like, I think I'm the annoying person that finds wonder in everything. Like, what's another thing? I'll just think, you can watch the sunrise for free, and we don't do that every day. It's free to all. It's not reserved only for kings. It's a free phenomena that we can experience if we should want. And like, grass and green space really gets me. There's this university nearby where I live. Has a huge field of green space, just nice space in general, because it's kind of has a lot of money. And I remember when it first got installed, I called my dad furious. I was thinking, look at all the green space they have. So jealous. How are they allowed to have this much grass? Yeah, in a city, you definitely take it for granted. Grass and such. As you can... No, actually, I'm not going to go down that route. I just think there's so much beauty. Okay, bear with me. My brain is at full functionality. The emptiness that came with me deleting TikTok, not to be dramatic, my nervous system just feels at peace, like my soul. Within this quietude, everything feels slowed down and somewhat manageable. Don't know what that is, but time, when's the last time you felt like time belonged to you and everything wasn't racing? That's me right now. Just looking out my window, talking to myself, eating homemade baked bread, and sipping on my tea. Sick as a dog, but, you know, happy as one can be in life, I'm assuming. I need to blow my nose again. And for the first time since I moved in here, I saw the guy that lives next door, and we were going home at the same time. It was kind of awkward. Only awkward if you're as socially deficient as I am. Away from me. My ear hasn't cleared up. I don't know what that is. And also, with the warm weather, you're just... hot people are coming out to play again. And honestly, it's just a treat. Like, not to be... I don't think it's shallow. I think anyone can admit that a little eye candy, for some reason, gives you a little pep in your step. Makes your day just a little that much better. Just because pretty people are pretty people. I don't know what it is. Probably society that's trained us to be this way in certain instances. Well, no, we've always been able to appreciate beauty. But if I see a fine ass human being just walking about, which I did a fair few, it's just, damn. You almost want to congratulate them. I want to extend my hand, shake it, shake theirs, and say just, good for you. Good for you. Good for you, happy and healthy. Not me. I really wish my ear would clear up. People whose love language is gift giving, can you explain to me what that's like? Because as someone whose love language is not gift giving, Well, no, more as someone who finds it difficult to receive things, I find it extremely difficult to understand how you just feel good giving me stuff. Me, of all people. Yes, it's self-esteem issues and whatever, but no, genuinely. I made this friend, right? And we texted on and off, and we had classes together. But for Christmas, he gave me a few things, and then a few other times he gave me stuff. And I was trying to just be nice about it, because I know that for someone whose love language might be gift giving, kind of not letting them be able to do that is almost more damaging. So eventually I stopped saying, oh, no, please don't. Like, I don't need this, blah, blah. And I started saying, oh, thank you, and appreciating it. But in my mind, I kept thinking, what have I done to deserve this? What? What are you doing? I don't understand. But isn't that the age-old issue? The age-old conundrum? You can't understand what you don't know. You can't fully understand. Logically, you can understand. And I'd say you can empathize a little. You don't fully 100% understand. Too much water, I think, in this batch. Not enough salt. And for some reason, I feel like I can taste the yeast a little. Wow, I haven't felt relief like this in so long. And maybe I can't tie all my issues and them being solved to TikTok, but I just feel suspiciously at ease. And just content with where I am physically. And just, you know those days where you're just incredibly happy to just be in your own company? Usually for me, it's more out of, I live my life so internally that I don't like other people intruding that. So I don't know if that's real appreciation for myself. But I just feel completely just satisfied at this moment. Just being alone with myself. And maybe it's because it's a good day. Good mind day. Other days when I'm going out of my head, that not being able to distract myself with scrolling would probably be dangerous in certain ways, but cross that bridge when you get to it. I was thinking this literally a few minutes ago. How does my body have that much mucus? I think I've gone through an entire toilet roll of toilet paper just on nose blowing. And I was using it sparingly. But silence is such a gift. I feel I'm being so just unbearable right now to someone who's probably not experiencing exactly what I'm experiencing right now. And I'm sorry for being insufferable. Except I'm not, because I feel so connected with my mind right now. And to think people in the 1500s, even later, they just had this ability for silence and concentration. I can be surrounded in as much silence as possible. I lack the discipline for concentration, I find. I was sketching a few figures last night because I want to do a drawing or an ink painting or both, mixed media type thing, of Leonardo da Vinci's Battle of Anghiari. And I was, did 2 figures not rendered perfectly the way I can sometimes make myself do figures accurately, you know what I mean? And I was just thinking, holy fuck, this man must have been on something. How did he get all this detail? Just requires so much mental effort, so much concentration, so much deliberateness that I still lack. I'm telling myself it's okay, you're just a sapling right now. But gosh, sometimes, well, no, living in the 1500s would not be for me, but maybe time traveling. Okay, I think I would sell my soul to be a third entity, whatever that's called, and be able to just experience history without being in it, you know what I mean? Oh, what's that called? There's a word for it. Being a ghost or something, wandering around the Roman Empire, being able to listen into their conversations, being a participant, no, just being present in the Colosseum, listening to Cicero, Plato, Aristotle. Mind you, I don't think, were they? No, they were, some of them were Greek, right? Greeks were part of the Roman Empire, right? I don't know. Sorry. I'd be so cool though. Be around when Jesus was invented. Man, the books I could write if I could go back in time, experience all of history as a third partition. I think that's the word I was looking for. As a partition, kind of. I would, yeah. That's insane. Think about it. If I could go all the way back to the Mayans, maybe even the dinosaurs, and just see what it was like. Because I always racked my brain about what they were talking about, how they spoke back then. Little tidbits. Because they were still like us. The people of the Roman Empire were very much like people we have now. Maybe the difference I'm seeing isn't just, maybe it's my gua sha. Sorry, not to look at myself an awful lot, but my face looks suspiciously smaller than it used to. And again, I'm gonna cut that out. That makes no sense for someone who, I just always had a complex about people telling me I have a big face and a big head. Or a small head and a big face. It's just kind of, well, thank you. Now I have to live with that for the rest of my life. I mean, I knew it before. And it wasn't as condemning until, unfortunately, the Western beauty standards pipeline to East Asian beauty standards pipeline is very real, especially when you're someone with issues with identity and growing up in a mainly white area. You go from being ashamed of your entire identity and culture and where you came from and wanting to be white and then all of a sudden with finding appreciation for your culture, you also do a 380 on the beauty standards. It's crazy. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you saw a picture of me still in my wanting to be a white person phase, I was 20 shades darker than I am now. And that's not to say, well, that was before I cared about UV rays. Like, I can't fathom anymore just going out the way I used to, tanning in the sunlight. Not just because of pale skin, but because genuinely, I don't know what got me into it, but I got super into how damaging the sun is on your skin if you're not wearing sunscreen and just exposure itself, and I just cannot fathom that anymore. I need to turn on the light. Oh, that took so much out of me. Call me again. I need to blow my nose again. Drunk in your Benz. That's a case. That reminds me of, okay, Phineas also referenced that in one of his songs on that album with the song called A Concert from 6 months from now, the one before his most recent album. Those siblings like to reference people they've been with who drink and drive, and it reminds me of Hinge profiles I'd used to see of men just straight up admitting to crimes. Special talent. Drinking and driving drunk. You're just admitting that? What if your employer is on this app? Do you know? 'Cause I'd never treat me this shitty. No, I haven't known bliss like this in so long. It's almost unnerving. Because what do I have to be happy about? Well, obviously, other than everything I'm thankful for in my life. Oh, you sound like an idiot, Soren. In 2021 or 2022, I listened to the Hamilton soundtrack 871 times. It's probably one of the most heinous things I've ever done in my entire life. I really just need to cherish days like this because I know it's not going to be like this tomorrow. And it might not even be like this 20 minutes from now. But right now I'm just gonna bathe in this feeling of just you're warm and you're fed and life is moving slow for the first time in forever. I don't really do know. Oh yeah, I was filming my atelier work yesterday. I realized for me to be in the frame, you can't see any of the work I did, so I had deleted it, an hour's worth of stuff. Because what's the point of you just looking at my face instead of the things I'm drawing? It'd be really helpful if I had something that maybe went out a little more. You know, it'd be really cool if I started just using my phone and then, okay, you're literally just admiring channel growth. But yeah, eventually getting enough money to get a camera, that'd be cool. Oh, my tummy hurts. It's definitely the bread. The bread with the suspicious yeast. Mucus. I hate that word. Oh, crumb. This is Frederick. What are these dimples called? Here. Are they genetic? because not to drop insanely specific lore, but I think my foster mom had these dimples too. These ones. Now that I'm thinking of this, because I do wonder, I do watch back my videos and I find them enjoyable, but then I think, who would watch? Well, actually, if you live alone, I feel like these could be a comfort, just slight entertainment every now and again, just so you don't feel all alone in your apartment or space or wherever you're living. I read, before I deleted TikTok, I read that because of that animated movie Flow, there's been a surge in black cat adoption. That's pretty sick. And then I was thinking about how you don't even know how the work you come out with is gonna impact the outside world. Okay, is it time to get up and start cooking good looking? This is probably a horrible angle as well. What do I look like from this angle? I can't see. Like, look at this hand. It just does stuff. And it can maneuver. And it's so bad because I'll just be in class or waiting in line somewhere and I'll just be looking at my hand like, whoa. And I bet people think, who is that freak? Well, actually, maybe no one thinks about me at all, which would be great because I read on Instagram before I deleted that too, that no one is looking at you because everyone is focused on what they look like. But at the same time, I'm very just mistrustful of that because I am an observant person. I look at everyone. So I think if there are people like me out there, if I'm like this, then there are definitely people like me out there who can see that my pants are rolled up the wrong way. Well, not the wrong way. They just look weird rolled up or something like that. I should get up. And I had to take my hair out because my head hurt, but then I need to put it back up. Actually, a perhaps TMI is that I don't usually cook with my hair up just because I'm cooking for myself. And so if I get a piece of my own hair in my food, I don't really care. I just pick it out. Of course, I put my hair up if I'm cooking back home and feeding others. It was just myself. I don't really care. Don't really care. In New York, concrete jungle where trees are made of. Trying to sing along with harmonies makes me realize that it's insane that people can just invent ways to use their voice to make different sounds. Beyonce, for example, or people in K-pop. Like, how do you just come up with doing your rap with that tone, you know? So it's really not about just being able to hit the notes. It's about how inventive and creative. It's like painting, but with your voice. Well, it's like any creative thing. I would say I miss New York, but I don't. Solely because the idea of going to New York now shivers my timbers. Am I gonna elaborate? Probably not. Rat City. My dad was asking me at dinner the other day if I've been watching what's happening in America and if I'm concerned about it. And I just straight up told him, I won't lie, as soon as things go straight to shit in it. What's that? My mother has a saying. Shit in a handbasket or something like that. But when things go to shit, I'll probably just move to China. Will it be difficult because I don't speak the language? Yes. But will my dollar go much farther there? I now want a Xiaomi SV7 Ultra. Because that's a fucking sick fucking car. I don't know how else to explain that that's just a fucking sick car. Oh, I see. See, in some of my mannerisms, I'm very much like my older brother. And it catches me off guard. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of. I want more tea, but I know that as soon as I get more tea, I'll be standing. And so because I'll be standing, I'll have to make my soup. And because I don't want to make my soup, I won't get more tea, and I'll laze around on the couch for a little while longer. Having small hands is realizing that you won't be able to play every song you want on the guitar. I was also thinking the other day about The Idiot because, I don't know, The Idiot really stuck with me. It's the one by Dostoevsky. And I just thought about how beautifully done that book was written. Just straight out of the ballpark, 10 out of 10, home run. A book is great when you just can't stop thinking about it, when something is stuck with you. And that's all I want to do as an aspiring author somewhat. Guys, because I'm thinking of ways to glow up, right? Because, well, I'm tired of just not feeling great about myself. And I think I have it in me. I have enough energy now to actually put into effort into how I look, i.e. styling my hair every now and again, i.e. doing makeup every now and again, and throwing fits sometimes. I mean clothing outfits, not tantrums. But yeah, it's just like, I forgot that making yourself feel good about yourself is also a form of self-care. Like, I have an extensive skincare routine, and I use a gua sha now, and I do hair oiling. And I used to think, oh, people that do all that stuff for themselves, it must be so tiring because it's so many steps. But actually, when you're doing it, and you're just feeling good about taking care of yourself, it doesn't feel like that many steps. Like, it's a genuine treat when I get to gua sha my face at the end of the night. Just because I think I hold a lot of tension and stress in my face. So, it's a massage. It feels nice. When I'm oiling my hair, it also feels nice because then I have to massage my scalp. And that's just a great feeling. But yeah, I think growing up feeling like, this is so specific, but I feel like so many people understand what it is. But when you're a girl growing up and none of the guys liked you and you didn't feel pretty, you immediately kind of turned to, at least I did, the tomboy thing. So you inadvertently wouldn't get hurt by not being perceived as pretty and feminine. You can't get hurt by not being perceived that way if you try so hard to be something else. So I think a lot of toxic things that I kind of still have to fight to this day are thoughts like, just very not girls thoughts, but they're just rooted in my brain sometimes. I don't act on them. It's just split judgments aren't. I had a friend who actually made me feel really good about this, but split judgments aren't you. They kind of just, they're in your head, and if you don't agree with them or believe them, and they're just split judgments, they're not yours. They kind of just pop up in your head. It's human. And so, like, I would look down on, I'd be the girl who, oh, I don't know how to do makeup. I don't wear makeup, so I don't wear makeup. I don't know any of that stuff. I don't know what this is, or blah, blah, blah. Or, and I think it inadvertently, more than I thought, impacted the way I take care of myself as I got older. And just letting yourself be whatever you want, or letting yourself dress up, it's never something that I feel came easily to me. I just had that toxic mindset rooted in me that, oh, this girly stuff, it's not you. But I can be girly and tomboy at the same time. I can just be anything I fucking want, you know? And so can you. You can be whatever you fucking want to be. I can be cutesy. Okay, I say that now, but I actually have issues with it, because sometimes I really want to dress cutesy and kind of like more feminine, I'd say. And then other times I'll just have imposter syndrome when I'm dressed that way. Initially I'll feel good about myself. I'll think, oh, I like it, I look cute. Then later I'll think, oh, everyone thinks that I'm someone that I'm not just because of the way I'm dressed. And I just have it in my head that when I open my mouth, when I'm dressed cutely, I disappoint everyone. Well, guys mostly, but I disappoint them just by not kind of being that image that you'd associate with someone that looks like me who's dressed super cute. Like, I talk like this. I have kind of a low voice, and I'd say I swear like a sailor. I can be kind of crass and uncouth. My dad says I'm not ladylike. Well, chalk it up to just growing up with an older brother. And so I have kind of issues with that. So many layers, like an onion. Speaking of onions, the other day I was thinking, how does a literal onion, a literal plant, have better defense mechanisms than I do? Like, I cut that shit open, and it instantly has me bawling. Like, why? Why are you so much better at defending yourself as a non-autonomous entity than I am? Maybe I can edit this in iMovie. Nah, I'm gonna have to re-download TikTok, edit this, and then... Okay, I'll do the soup. Then I'll eat, then I'll edit, then I'll post. That sounds like a plan. My hair's just, it just does this. It stays really flat on my head, and so I want one of those, you know, you ever seen those Douyin girls, and they have that claw-looking thing, and they put it in there, and they dry their hair that way, so it gives them volume. What volume? I also want this ear to unclog with, is that something? Yeah, ChatGPT told me it was connected to sinus problems or something when you have a cold. You're just procrastinating now. Get up. Get up! See, sometimes it really just takes, this is so up close. I dislike that. It really just takes you to germinate the idea in your mind by telling yourself, and then you'll get up. You'll listen to it. Oh, my tummy. My tummy hurts. Please, please, please. Another good thing is that if I'm filming myself, I need to hold myself accountable. Do the things I said I was gonna do. Heartbreak is one thing I hate. Oh my fucking god, it's 8 already. Time flies when you're having fun, am I right? Hot water. What do I need to do for this soup? I actually have to take the bones out. Break is one thing. I was just gonna start another video because TikTok has an hour limit, so it's a hassle to deal with that. Sorry, Dalio is sending me a notification that I haven't been using their app in a while. What do I need to do? Yeah, I need to take these bones out. I keep my organic garbage in a garbage bag in my freezer. Is that a thing? Well, yeah, it has to be. Should I do it in a bowl? Yeah, I'll use a cutting board. Well, I don't have a bowl, so I'll use a plate. Plate is just as good as a cutting board. Take all the bones out. I don't even know why I did all this if I had better than bouillon anyway. But here we are, right? Here we are. Can you even see what I'm doing? No, I can't. Finally using your brain, huh? The bones actually get me. I won't lie. I just like handling the carcass. And yes, I'm taking out the onions just because my onions kind of looked sketchy, but good enough to use for broth. Not necessarily good enough to use for eating. This takes forever. First I need to organize my workspace. Newfoundland savory. Yeah. No matter. What was I looking for? What was I looking for? Oh, this carrot has a little belt. Such unnecessary plastic. These big carrots, I literally don't know what to do with them. Like, well, actually, ow! Don't cut yourself. Expensive trip to the hospital. Okay, why is that green on the inside? Should be fine. It's literally just carrots and celery I put in here. And then some noodles and chicken. And if it calls for it, better than bouillon. Depends on how tasty the broth is. I'm really excited to see what my facial expressions look like. Because I've never seen them when I'm cooking. This is gonna be a joyful, entertaining watch back. I also do these and post these day of. Because if they marinate in my camera roll too long, then they'll never escape the camera roll. We'll never make it out. Mama. I'm gonna make it out. Can you feel the light inside you? Fire. Ow. My elbow. Ow. Now for the celery. I hate celery because it takes so long to use all of it. I also hated celery as a kid when my parents would always still give me celery. I'm sorry, celery lovers? What do you even love about celery? What good is there in the taste of celery? Oh, it's my birthday tomorrow. And yet, you're older and yet you still get giddy like how you used to when you're a kid expecting shit. That never came. No, I had some pretty good birthday parties. But it's kind of like how Christmas changes when you get older as well. Now I'm just gonna pick out the viable meat from the carcass. The feeling of the little bones is really what gets me. Chicken's scientific name is Gallus domesticus. I feel like I've discussed this at length on my channel already. But why the two Gallus? What do they know? The meat falls off the bones. This feels so fucking nasty. I don't like this. But you know I'm the man of the house. It's gotta be done. That's not to say women can't handle meat well. That made things worse. That effectively made what you're trying to say worse. Anyway. I hope this is not a cancelable offense. I was merely jesting. I was playing on stereotypes, not perpetuating. There's a difference. There's a difference. Living the spine. Living alone. When I was a kid, my dream was to be the king of the world. And my friend, who is my childhood best friend, who is highly talented, still is, said, "You want to be a dictator?" I thought, oh, no, I just want to be king of the world and make all the rules and everyone would have to listen to me. Well, thank you, chicken, for, well, wasn't your choice to surrender your life, but I'm grateful to you and the sustenance you will be giving me. If I had a dog or anything else that ate bones, I'd have a field day. Anything else that ate bones. That doesn't sound too great. What else eats bones? What else have we domesticated that eats bones? A crow, perhaps? If you've domesticated a crow. Oh my god, my swimming coach, my old swimming coach, he literally had a pet hawk. Now that you could feed these bones to. I think his pet hawk's name was Mistress. He literally brought it to, I'm just remembering this now. He literally brought it to one of our one of our swimming practices. And he was just there with his little hawk glove and his hawk and just, yep, this is my pet, guys. Oh, Garrett. And then he moved away. He was my favorite coach. See, responsibilities aren't always that scary. They do, however, become scarier when you have a tummy ache, which I do have. Big bang. Holy fuck. Why did you turn off? Someone has technology when they're trying to be overly smart yet overly stupid. Listen to that. You're all winners. Unless, of course, you're losers. When I think of losers are literally just horrible people. That's who I consider losers. Hot. What's the definition of stupidity? Trying something over and over again, expecting a different result. That's literally what I just did. Ooh. Ooh. That looks good. Smells good. Oh, shit. I forgot it was set up this weird way because I had it leaned up against the couch. Mother. That was hot. This is pretty sick of me. Both because I am sick, but also because homemade chicken noodle soup is sick. See, I learned there. Not enough. Never enough. Never. Oh well. Before I get super annoying about how cool I'm feeling for making homemade soup, I'm just gonna end this right here. Yeah, this is a good place to end.